Wall Street is finishing the pessimistic and highly volatile week. The market will hardly take a breather on a Friday. Investors are poised to continue selling. The benchmark stock indexes closed in the red as expected, and the mixed US inflation data triggered sell-offs of risky assets. The major stock indexes closed on a Thursday with significant losses. The Dow Jones slipped 0.56%, the Nasdaq sank 1.43%, and the S&P500 was 1.13% down. The US equity market is on a track to continue selling. The benchmark indexes traded lower in the New York pre-market. The market has no fundamentals to regain optimism. The S&P500 is expected to trade in the corridor between 3,760 and 3,910. US stocks regained their footing in the early trade on Thursday. However, weekly update on the US unemployment claims spoiled the picture. Initial jobless claims declined for 5 weeks straight. The number rose lower than expected last week. It proves healthy conditions in the labor market because companies are eager to fill vacancies. Following a 4% slump earlier this week, the S&P 500 is still 6% higher than its low of June. Analysts predict that the stock market could have bottomed out in June. Nevertheless, it's too early to speak about the bottom. Investor sentiment is dampened by the events surrounding FedEx, a delivery giant. Its stocks plummeted 20.7% in the pre-market after the company said that the slowdown in the global economy escalated in late August and predicted the turn to the worse in the final quarter. The delivery behemoth foresees a sharp decline in the global demand next quarter, so the company has to cancel its forecast for the 2023 fiscal year unveiled months ago. This went in hurt stocks of other delivery companies and retailers. The stock of United Parcel Services and XPO Logistics fell 7%. Amazon shares dropped 2.6%, and the World Bank warned that the global economy is on the verge of a recession. Besides, the International Monetary Fund admitted that it expected contraction in the global GDP in the third quarter. September is commonly a weak period for stocks. The US Fed is going to scale down its balance sheet at a faster pace to $95 billion per month. Investors fear this could trigger volatility across markets, thus putting a strain on the economy. The US dollar is benefiting from a mounting recession fears. The index is advancing ahead of the Fed's policy meeting. Having gained 0.3% today, the index is again trading above 110. The outlook is bullish. The intraday corridor for the index is defined between 109.70 and 110.60. The greenback is again flexing its muscles on a Friday because yields of US Treasuries rose in anticipation of another aggressive rate hike next week. The yuan weakened, having crossed the landmark level of 7 against the US dollar. Amid the risk-on mood, the greenback has advanced 1% this week against a basket of rival currencies. The euro has fallen 0.2% to 0.9964 against the US dollar, and the pound sterling has printed a new 37-year low. And an unexpected drop in the UK retail sales reinforced concern about a recession in the British economy. The catalyst for the rise in the Treasury's yields was the fact that retail sales suddenly expanded in August. A weekly update for the Labor Department showed that the number of initial jobless claims declined by 5,000 last week. And Fed funds futures indicate a 75% chance of a rate hike by 75 basis points next week and a 25% chance of a rate hike by 100 basis points. The US dollar is held in the upper hand of its Canadian peer. The USD CAD pair is trading higher, having grown 0.5% today. The instrument is trading at 1.3294, and the pair is likely to trade in the intraday corridor between 1.3270 and 1.3340. Fresh macroeconomic data from Canada was bearish for the loonie. The number of new homes in Canada fell 3% in August from a month ago. Seasonally adjusted housing starts went down. Oil prices are consolidating following a slump on Thursday. The U.S. Energy Department cancelled previous statements that Washington would replenish emergency reserves if WTI prices fall below $80 a barrel. So, oil prices are trying to recoup losses today. Brent crude futures rose 0.9% to trade at $91.69. The gloomy sentiment is setting the tone for the crypto market. Bitcoin could not settle above $20,000. And now the flagship crypto is trading downwards, dragging down other popular token. Bitcoin had lost more than 1% by the moment of recording this video. Ethereum has slumped 4.3%. Ripple and Solana have shed 0.5% and 2.5% respectively. Litecoin is the only one of top coins to assert strength. The crypto has gained 1.8%. The intraday outlook is bearish for Bitcoin. In the worst case scenario, the top token could retest 18,200. Alternatively, the crypto could trade above 90,000 for the whole day. In the best case scenario, the token may again settle above $20,000. And we wish you to fix profit before leaving for the weekend. Make handsome profits with the InstaForex and see you on Monday.